Hey everybody, we got some really good insight today into why 343 hasn't gotten as much content out as we all would have liked. Now, I have heard for a long time the technical debt has made it an absolute nightmare to actually get things where they need to be, and that really does seem like the case. More than that though, it isn't just the engine that has been the problem, it is their editing tool known as Faber. In the lore, Faber was a builder, and that is their creation tool. For all of their content, it's basically a step up from Forge and allows them to create maps, modes, weapons, you name it. Now 343 has spent the majority of this year actually fixing Faber and the technical debt and the overall engine to allow them to actually do the 3-month seasons we all expect. Bathrobe Spartan on Twitter, who has been almost 100% accurate with the information they've revealed, they spoke about the early roadmap, content coming in the future, and they've nailed it almost every single time. So it definitely was an interesting read. To sum up what Bathrobe Spartan said, was that Faber seems to have its share of problems. For example, it crashes several times a day, very powerful for elaborate uses, but doing simple tasks is much more complicated. Undoing an action had a 75% chance of crashing the project. In the case of a crash, loading assets could take hours. Some at 343 were going to take their lunch break while everything was loading. Artists could sometimes lose hours of work if they weren't careful about undoing an action. From the improvements they have made, there is now fewer crashes when producing assets, maps, or new experiences, and it allows artists to work more efficiently. As of making this video, they have now said that it is not the tools that are currently stopping 343, as they have fixed the technical debt, the engine, and Faber. What is holding them back now is the staffing freeze currently with Microsoft, and they can't get in new staff to replace the old ones that have left. Currently 343 is very much lacking manpower, and it has really put a strain on their live service product as a whole. So this was very informative and very interesting to read. He spoke a little bit about the engine and said that Halo Infinite will not be on Unreal. I think we all expected that. Halo Infinite will be staying on Slipspace indefinitely. What people are wondering is if Tatanka, the Battle Royale, or the future DLC/game Halo the Endless, whether that will be on Unreal. We also got some information as to why the DMR hasn't already been released when we see it works in the game. And they said there's a lot of back-end information that has to be added, telemetry, and a whole bunch of technical stuff that needs to be done behind the scenes, under the hood, when adding new weapons into the game. Again, he referenced the lack of manpower. So that's really going to put pressure on 343 because other development studios who are nailing live services have adequate staff, have all the tools up and running perfectly, and are smashing it out of the park. Finally, they touched on 343 receiving help from other studios and said due to external events, mainly the war in Ukraine, a lot of their content pipeline was being managed, especially maps, by a Russian studio. Obviously that's all changed now, which further delayed the creation of content. So I thought this was very interesting, and a lot of the stuff discussed really fits the narrative of what we've been saying about 343. It's good to hear that their internal tools are up to scratch and they've fixed the technical debt. I really hope Microsoft allows them to hire more staff in the new year, because ultimately I think we all want Halo to succeed and be the best it possibly can be, so we will see in the new year. With all that said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I have quite the juicy video out tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss it. It was supposed to come out today, but then all this information dropped, so I've pushed it back a day. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.